Hi guys. So here's another article. It's an interesting article to read. It's more of a kind of like a comparisons article. So I'm not sure how familiar you guys are with the Zurich report or the Berlin report on concussion management in sports. Well, sorry if I say this wrong, Pusateri and her colleagues have done this nice article in 2018, which kind of highlights the differences that were set forth between both of these reports that were put forward, which is kind of a consensus statement talking about what kind of standards should be met when athletes specifically sustain head injuries while playing sports. Now, a couple of changes have been made. I'm not going to say that it's overall a huge difference, but again, we've touched on this in the past. One of the things that they talk about is that rest period. So we used to have kind of a longer rest period where you want the athlete to rest until kind of they were symptom free. That's no longer the case now. Now we know we want to kind of stick within those first 24 to 48 hours where you let them rest, and then kind of having them do some light exercise in that sub threshold ranges is kind of what we're looking for. The other thing, which this is, I would say, the bigger kind of change that's been mentioned between these two consensus statements is basically the fact that now they're pushing more when it comes to rehabilitation. One of the things that you should consider and actually have a licensed healthcare provider assess you for is whether you need or require cervical therapies for some of the trauma that may have been had from the head injury, or vestibular rehabilitation. Now, that's one of those fields where I can't stress that enough. How often do we see someone who has a head trauma who just can't hold themselves upright? So it's really, really good to have a licensed healthcare provider who is very knowledgeable in that field to kind of look you over and to assess if you are actually having deficiencies within one of those systems. So again, this is a great article. It kind of reviews those differences that you can see between the two consensuses that have been made. So if you do want to kind of have a read through this, it's very well done in terms of being to the point and highlighting those differences, which is great. I'll give the link below.